Hi, I'm Alan from A. Finlay Primitive Crafts. I just thought I'd take this chance to introduce you to the hobby leather press. We've been working with leather for over 20 years now, and a common thing that we get throughout our tutorials and our teaching classes is that people don't have space for a large hydraulic press. Some of these machines can be 6 foot tall and they do take up a lot of space. This little device has been developed by ourselves and has been sold privately to clients for a number of years and now is available to the public. What you'll get in your starter kit is the main press frame, which, very simple device, has a bar at the bottom which sits into the jaws of a vise mounted on a bench or into a workmate or basically anything that will lock it to hold it sturdy. Then you've got the lever at the top that will apply the pressure down. In the kit you'll also get a semi-hard base and a softer base. These two different plates are used for different dies. You'll also get a couple of dies, or press plates, whatever you prefer to call them, in the kit along with all your info. What I'll do now is I'll move over to a workbench and I'll show you this in action, and you'll see just how simple and how easy it is to operate. Right, that's us set up in a vise on a workbench. Just the bottom bar trapped in the vise. 2 seconds. Great thing about this is when it's not in use, it all just goes together. Screw it down and set it up on a shelf or in a cupboard or whatever, out of your way. Just pull it back out as and when you want it. First thing you want to do is get yourself a piece of scrap leather. Never use your good leather. Always play around with wasted leather, scrap leather first. Little dampening just to soften it off. You will get a far better impression if your leather is damp. Put your polymer die block in, roughly central. Piece of steel, depending on the size of the plate you're using. And then simply rotate the handle down, give gentle pressure and just leave it. If you leave it for a few seconds, you've got your impression. If you leave it for a few minutes, you've got a far deeper impression. But what we'll do is we'll just spin this off and see what we've got. You can see your imprint on your block. They don't look that detailed when you're looking at them, but if I can get this out, they do emboss onto your leather. Now that was just in for a couple of seconds. The longer you leave it, the better the impression you get. Also, this is your hard surface that you've put in, or your semi-hard. If you go for the black one that has been sent with the machine, slide it in. What that'll do is let the die push down into the leather, and your black mat will have a little bit of give in it, and you'll get a far crisper and deeper impression. We'll go for a different one. We'll go for these ducks. Yeah, I don't know if you can quite see them with the camera. Yeah, they don't look that fantastically detailed until you put it onto the leather. And again, you want to apply a little dampness onto your leather. Pop it in. Put your polymer plate in place. And again, adjust your handle back up, because don't forget we put in the second base plate. Put your steel in. And again, rotate it down and just give it a couple of little twists. And I don't know if the camera can pick it up or not, but it's actually bedding the pressure block down into that black mat. Give it a couple of minutes. Again, the longer you leave it, the better it goes. Do not swing on these top handles. There's no need to do the impression of a gorilla. Just gently apply pressure. If you want to put more on, just put it on quarter turn at a time. Don't swing on it. What we'll do is spin it off, take this out, and if I can just bring this up into it, and there's your impression embossed on the leather. When that dries out, it's nice, crisp, clear. It can enhance a lot of different leather products, from purses to wallets to saddlebags, bridles, saddles, you name it, it's there to be used. It's not that expensive when you see how long you get. We've been using these polymer blocks now 14-15 years, and they're outlasting the magnesium ones that are done for the printing press, etc. They're basically indestructible if they're used in the correct manner. We do hydraulic presses as well for the larger plates, but this, as I say, is just for the guy doing an occasional one for a hobby. If you want, I'll do a slightly larger one just to show you the process that you go through. Again, don't forget, moisten your leather, pop them in. We'll take a slightly larger plate. Yep, this one's about 3 inch by 2 inch, give or take. Pop it in. You see, we're all human, we can all make mistakes. I had the 2 plates in there, I should only have had 1. So, we'll just start again and ignore the last couple of seconds. Plate in, central, and again, spin your handle down just till it grips it, and just a couple of turns, that's all you need. Just to go firm. The larger plates are probably better left for say 2 minutes for argument's sake, but I'm going to open this here. I don't want you to sit and look at a blank screen for 2 minutes. It'd be a bit stupid really, wouldn't it? So we'll just give it a quick open and see what we've got. Plate out. There's your block, which you probably can't see a lot of detail on. They're not fantastic for picking detail up on the camera. If I take that away and show you the leather that's just been embossed, it doesn't look that fantastic there, but just bear with me for 2 seconds. Let me take a wee look at that. As the leather dries out, this is just a small belt pouch, you can actually see the effect you get when you apply it to an actual leather product. Playing around on scraps never does look that good. Again, there's another one which I think was the first one that we done, which is the little deer, and as the leather dries out you can see your impression gets a lot stronger. Well, that's about it for now. I'll join you again and put a hydraulic press up shortly.